well, a lot of weird shit has happened on YouTube recently, hasn't it?
You never get free, lamb to the slaughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when
Well, hello everyone, it is I, Ahua! Now, I know some of you are probably curious as to where I have been and why you're finally seeing my face. Well, I'm about to tell you, and I think you'll be pretty interested as into why. You're also probably curious about the new channel art and profile picture, but I'll get to that in a minute. First off, let's talk about what has been going on in YouTube as a whole. Aside for some reason, blocking of certain people's political opinions, thanks to YouTube by the way, just saying that, you know, having to voice your own opinion and all of a sudden it gets blocked. Well, in my opinion at least, that kind of violates freedom of speech. Also, there's some dude who's into makeup that got into this fight with some girl who does makeup over some gummy bears, and that was a whole other weird scenario as well. Another thing that happened was there was these two gents that got into a fight. They were brothers, and for whatever reason decided to include the entire world on it. Whatever you get family or internal disputes involved on the internet, to me that automatically is just a bad idea. I certainly wouldn't like fights that I have with my family members or my roommate publicized for the entire world to see. And I'm sure, as most of you can agree, YouTube is kind of going into a downward spiral. So, upon some reflection, and this happened a few months back, I asked myself, what do I want my channel to be? So, with that question in mind, I actually started volunteering for my local aquarium. And for those that you have known me, I have had a long love for sharks. They are an absolutely gorgeous animal, and they are very, very important to our planet and ecosystem as a whole. As in, our oceans without sharks would crumble. So, I decided to take not only cleaning up the water, but educating on people how important these animals are to our ecosystem. And how important the oceans and the water on our planet is. As you can see in the clips that I'm putting on screen, and I'm not going to put audio on them yet because I actually want you guys to watch the videos, I'm doing a lot of traveling, and I just gotta say, it's good to be home for once. So, let's talk about what direction this channel is going in. Basically, it's going to protect these boys. These, as I'm sure you all know, are sharks. Now, these animals have a pretty bad reputation. They're often known as vicious man-eaters that are out in the ocean for no reason other than to bite your legs off. I am here to tell you that that is not the case, that these animals are not as vicious as you think they are. These elegant creatures are the very key to our ocean's ecosystems, and I'm about to tell you why they're important and why you should help spread awareness for these animals. I'm going to be sharing with you what you can do to help as well, so please stay tuned to the end of the video. As I've been volunteering for my local aquarium, I've noticed that a lot of people are not educated on sharks. So in this video, I'm going to break down what's going to happen if we remove these animals from the ecosystem and why they're so important. So let's get started with our planets. So one really kind of interesting and important fact about our planet is water makes up 99% of the Earth's biosphere. To put it into a more relatable perspective, the ocean makes up for about 50% of the oxygen that we breathe. As in, it comes from the ocean. So this makes the ocean already very vital to our existence as human beings. It also provides us generates weather, and also provides us with food and recreation, and supports the New World goods as things are shipped across the ocean every day. But getting back to the main point, sharks are also a very ancient species. They've been here for more than 450 million years, which is about 10 times longer than our own species is. They've survived 5 mass extinctions that have occurred on our planet, but their future today, because of us, is very uncertain. According to most recent research done on sharks, the shark finning industry kills approximately 100 million sharks killed annually, though the actual number is more than likely much higher than that due to illegal fishing. Sharks are often killed for their dorsal fins, which is used in shark fin soup. What others are killed for, their livers, which contain compounds used in cosmetics, and unfortunately others are killed for sport. Now, keep in mind that I am not in any way, shape, or form negating the skill it is required to fish. But I believe competitions in which sole purpose is to kill sharks is simply wrong. Hunting an endangered species should be illegal. And for other cute animals around their planet seem immune to these rules, except for sharks. And to be honest with you, when it comes to sport fishing for sharks, it's not really impressive when you're just dangling a hook out in the water and something grabs it and you just pull it out. If you really want to impress me when it comes to fishing, grab a spear gun and hop in their environment. I assure you that will change your perspective of sharks entirely. It is unfortunate in our society that we look at these animals in such a way, mostly seeing them beaten and bloodied on piers and docks of fishing boats. I would much rather take each person who is terrified of these majestic animals and show them how they react in their natural environment. So let's go back stating with the Earth's biosphere being 99% water. The ocean makes up for about 75% of all water on our planet. Scientists have stated that in order to ensure a healthy planet and a healthy future, today is to protect at least 30% of our oceans. Currently, only 3% are protected. Personally, I think our planet would fall into chaos without sharks. I also believe that people protect what they love, so how do we make people fall in love with sharks? Well, the answer for me in that regard is, since not everyone can leave their homes and swim with these animals personally, is to show you guys that these animals are not as dangerous as you think. And show you basically what I've experienced with them. And teach people about these gorgeous animals. Now, for those of you who think the overfishing of sharks isn't that big of a deal and that it doesn't happen quite often, I can't post it here, unfortunately, because of YouTube standards, but I'll provide a link in the description. 2 commercial fishermen cut the tail off of a Greenland shark, and then laughed at it as it attempted to swim away. Not only is this cruel and inhumane, but Greenland sharks can live up to 500 years. There's several have been found that are already 397 years old. Cutting the tail off one of these sharks is like cutting off the legs of a human being and asking them to run. Still thinking that we're not affecting the global shark population? If you want evidence, look no further than Australia. For whatever reason, they believe that the annual cull of these animals prevents shark attacks from happening on the beaches. But that's simply not the case. But because of this cull and legal ability to kill these animals in droves, Australia's shark population has gone down 90% in just 20 years. That is an insane amount of sharks to die in such a short period of time. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with the distinctive-looking hammerhead sharks. Did you know that 6 out of 9 of the hammerhead shark species are facing extinction? Drastic overfishing for sports and shark fin soup are driving these animals to near extinction. And when it comes to dining for the shark fin soup, more often than not, the meat is very toxic for humans to ingest, and can be very harmful to humans, therefore making the overall process of eating shark fin soup kind of pointless. To quote the photojournalist Brian Scarry, which most of this information is coming from, I am driven by a sense of responsibility and sense of urgency to broadcast what I have learned, that sharks are an integral part of the planet's health, and they are in trouble, and they need our help. There are several petitions that you can sign online and also notify your local governments to completely ban the trade of shark finning. As you can see that Canada's already done so, good job, Canada! There are several petitions that you can sign online and also notify your local governments to completely ban the trade of shark fishing. Down in the description, I've included a link to a petition that completely asks the government to ban shark fishing altogether, whether it be from shores, and for any part of the sharks being used, whether it be their fins, or any part of them, even if it's off of a dead shark, to be completely illegal. Also, this would charge people astronomical fees for hunting these sharks. Shark finning is currently illegal, but fishermen have also found a loophole that allows fishermen to fin shark at the dock and contribute to the shark finning trade by export or barter, or any other means that's been mentioned already. Data from the state and federal international agencies have already shown a decline in shark populations, both locally and worldwide. Declining shark populations is an urgent problem that upsets the balance of species in the main ecosystem and constitutes a serious threat to our planet's biodiversity. Particular characteristics that make them vulnerable to overfishing of sharks are slow to reach reproductive maturity. So basically this means that they breed very slowly, so we're killing them faster than they can breed. Humans are not even using the entire body of a shark in the shark finning process. Over 8,000 tons of shark fins processed each year, and the fin only makes about 4% of a shark's body weight, which means some 200,000 tons of sharks are thrown back into the sea and discarded. Just to give you an idea of what happens to a shark once its dorsal fin is removed, the animal then sinks to the bottom of the ocean and suffocates. It's a pretty gruesome way to go. So, why are sharks so important, Hua? Well, I'll tell you. If we remove the apex predator from the ocean, then the population of rays will increase. Rays eat scallops, so if sharks were gone, ray populations would increase and decimate the scallop population. This has already happened off North Carolina's coast. Also, if sharks disappear, then the predatory fish that sharks eat would then prey on herbivorous fish, thus wiping out the herbivorous fish population which eat algae. Now, why is this important? Well, algae is in direct competition with coral reefs. So if there are no herbivorous fish, then algae would overtake the coral reefs and kill them, simultaneously depleting oxygen levels in the ocean. This in turn kills our oceans, which we rely very heavily on, and that would kill us. So if you haven't listened to anything else that I've said in my video, please spread awareness that these animals are not vicious killing machines. My channel is now going to be focused on the protection and love of these beautiful creatures, and I hope some of you will support me in this change. Because when we lose our sharks, we lose our oceans. When we lose our oceans, we lose our planets. With that, I will leave you with the wise words of, again, Brian Scary. If sharks are to survive and thrive, it will require a change in the behavior of humans, for it is within our powers to help them flourish or to erase them from the seas. I'm going to be making more videos educating people on the nature of sharks and why they are important to our ecosystem. I'm also going to be trying to get uploads again twice a week or once a week. It kind of depends on how many hours I work. So please share this video and let's start getting these animals back on track so we can save our oceans. To get started, go ahead and create the hashtag Save Our Sharks and post it everywhere you can. Post it on your Facebook, post it on your Twitter, post it on your Instagram. Anywhere where you can reach people, please post this video. Please, and also remember to spread the hashtag Save Our Sharks and let's grow awareness of how important these animals are. Also, in the description, I'm going to be providing links to the Discord where you can contact me directly. Also going to be providing a link in the description to the petition that you can sign to help ban the trade of shark finning. Also, you can find my merch and help support me and the YouTube channel, and raise awareness of how awesome these sharks are, and rock some awesome looking merchandise in the meantime. Now, we can do this. Together, you and me can save our sharks. Well, let's get started.